What about end time prophecy? What does the Bible say about end time prophecy? What is appointed for the end? Well, key events that the Bible gives for what is called the latter days or the last days is the reappearance of Israel, that from all the nations God would gather the Jewish people back to the land of Israel. That takes place in 1948, where actually Israel becomes a nation. But as we saw, the beginning of the land being given to Israel actually happens linked to the year of the Shemitah. And then the return of Jerusalem, another prophetic event linked to the end times, happens at the other year linked to the Shemitah, as we've seen in the mystery of the seventh Shemitah. These are key things. The return of Israel is the center point. But there are other things the Bible says. The Bible speaks about the kings of the Orient and having a massive army of about 200 million people, the book of Revelation. Well, that would link up with China, and China is the only nation on earth that can boast an army of that many people. It also talks about knowledge increasing in the end times, travel increasing. All that is the case. It also speaks about a great apostasy, a great falling away from the faith, a falling away from God. Well, that is happening all around us. And the Bible gives also a prophecy of something positive. It says the gospel will spread to all nations. Well, that's happening as well. So you have all these things. So where is America in prophecy, in biblical prophecy? Well, the answer is, some seek to find it, or they believe they have an inkling of it. But the fact is, there's no absolute clear mentioning of America in end-time prophecy. Well, what's that mean? It would mean that America cannot be the end-time power it is, or the power it has been. It cannot be as the end times progress. And so the harbinger, which talks about the judgments or the warnings of what's coming, and the Shemitah, are kind of like filling in the gap or filling in the detail of where America is and the world is right now, an American-based world order, to an end-time-based world order where America is not the head of nations. This is like filling in the gap, and that is something, as we've already seen. It's in the book, and since the book came out, it's already coming true, and that is America's crown is lifting.